you, Rita, and thank you for starting us off in such an entertaining way. I'm truly delighted to be here today. This is one of my favorite things to do. I love to be in a room full of smart, engaged women. I'd love to say men, but I don't actually see any, but there's one. And I really congratulate Maya and her team and the Women in Leadership program. It sounds like a fabulous organization, and congratulate you on your successes. I have been at this a long time. This thing of living actually is what I'm thinking of, and being happy and productive, I hope. I turned 60 on February 11th of this year, which was the day I ran in the Olympic torch relay. So. Everybody's 60th birthday. But because I've been at life and career for a long time, I'm going to rely on Rita to kind of give me a signal here when I sort of ramble on too long. So yes, I'm happy and productive, I'd like to think. When Maya proposed that topic, I thought, all right, do I qualify here? Happiness, there's only one secret, and it's dark chocolate. So right on after that. Highly productive, yeah, I think I probably am. The theme that I thought I'd sort of weave through my story to share with you today, and then I look forward to your questions and your input. But the theme is probably that I've been lucky enough in my career to kind of reinvent myself several times. You know, I have friends who tell me that I get bored fairly quickly at things, and I think that's probably true. But I've just seen that, you know, there's been so many things that I wanted to do in life that to do one thing and stay in one path just wasn't for me. So I've reinvented myself several times, and I'll kind of quickly take you through how that looked, and it's kind of how I did it. I'm not sure if it's a secret, but just how I did it, and it might work for you or resonate. Grew up on a farm in eastern Ontario, and in a great culture to be nurtured for a future business life, but not a great culture that really supported education. So I had decided I wanted to go to journalism school, and I had not figured out how I was going to do that until literally about 2 months before school was going to start in the fall. I was out riding my horse one day, and somebody came along and wanted to buy it, and I sold my horse to pay for my journalism school. And then I told my dad. It didn't go over very well, but nonetheless. So journalism was a really, and I think there are a few people in the room who have that as a career or as a base, and it's certainly a great start for communications. Journalism was a great base to get started because it gives you a great opportunity to kind of look around and see what else there is. So journalism led me to a job in Stratford, Ontario, where I was a junior reporter at the Stratford Beacon Herald, and discovered that the Stratford Festival and Theatre was just like right there on my doorstep, and what a wonderful world that was. So very shortly I moved into doing communications in the arts. Started at the Stratford Festival, which was a fabulous place to start. Then on to the National Arts Centre in Ottawa, and then, you know, some friends of mine were working at Expo 86 in Vancouver, and they said, how'd you like to come out and work in a world exposition? And I thought, why would I do that? I'm already married, we've got a place, you know, we're based in, if there was going to be a sort of stable time in my life, it was probably that, because, you know, I had this job that could go on. And then I came out and had a look at Expo and a look at Vancouver, and I thought, why exactly wouldn't I do this? So I came out, I was Senior Director of Entertainment Marketing for Expo 86, 46,000 performances, and we dealt with everything from, you know, the Kirov ballet, the Kirov coming to Bill Cosby, and, you know, it was a great experience, and it truly set me up for the kind of life that I wanted. I guess when I was at Expo, I was about 36. So that was a good time to sort of, you know, just be at the stage where you might kind of figure out what the rest of it might look like. And I decided the rest of it was going to look like exactly what I wanted it to look like. I decided that I was going to live where I wanted to live, do what I wanted to do, and that, you know, life was really too short to just not get on with that. So after Expo, I went back to the National Arts Centre for a short time. And then, of course, the Commonwealth Games were being hosted in Victoria, BC. So I decided a switch from entertainment marketing. I can hear it. Oh dear, it might get worse from here on in. I decided that a switch from entertainment and the arts in into sports was probably going to be more lucrative. My husband and I have been married for 38 years, but this is where you should applaud. And he's a sculptor. He's a fabulous, wonderful man, but I've always been the major source of income. So I knew there was always going to be this sort of plateau in the arts. You know, I loved the arts, I loved the performing arts, I loved the visual arts, I did a lot in both. But I knew that if I truly, really wanted to make money and support the kind of lifestyle I wanted, I probably needed to make a segue. So sports marketing became the thing I sort of moved into. It was through my network at Expo that I got connected and became vice president of marketing for the Victoria Commonwealth Games in 1994. And toward the end of the games, the next games were going to be in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. And I thought, that would be good. Going and living in Asia would be fabulous. And toward the end of the cycle of the games, or I guess it was just after the games, a whole committee of people came over from Malaysia, the sport minister, and the guy who was a former general, the former head of the army, who was the head of the organizing committee. And I was the only woman vice president on the games, and of course all my male colleagues were like, okay, here comes the next gig, and we're all going to Malaysia. You know, Malaysia was really booming, there's going to be lots of money, this is going to be great. And I'm thinking, okay, well, how do I distinguish myself here, which is something I'm going to come back to about personal branding in a minute. So I decided that, you know, I really probably only had one shot at this, and I needed to think not about me and all the great things I had done, that I could